Unicorns! We hope you enjoyed our last episode of Stranger Things, because today we will be reviewing episode 2, The Widow on Maple Street. This episode starts off with Mike, Dustin, and Lucas questioning Eleven in Mike's basement. He brings her some clean clothes to wear, as Eleven does not know how to properly dress. The boys all make a plan on what they are going to do with Eleven, but for the night, she will sleep in Mike's basement. Did you know that Mike called Eleven L for short? Aw, that's sweet. Back at Wells' house, Joyce is still emotional as Jonathan makes her some breakfast, trying to calm her down, but Joyce refuses to eat it. She starts talking about making flyers as Hop comes in and Joyce shows him the fried phone. Hop thinks it was just a storm, but of course, Joyce doesn't agree. Hop then drives to Lonnie's house to see if Will might be there. Back in the woods, a search party is still going on for Will, but I have a feeling they won't be able to find him. At high school, Nancy and her best friend Barb are studying, while Steve comes over and tells them that he is having a party at his house later that night and they are both invited to come. Jonathan then comes through the door and starts hanging up flyers that say, "Have you seen me?" with Will's face on it. Steve and his friends all start quietly making fun of Jonathan as Nancy goes over and tries to make him feel better, but then the bell rang and they all left for class except Jonathan, who decided to leave school. Dustin and Lucas walk into class but don't see Mike there. Dustin then starts freaking out because he thinks the plan has failed and his parents are going to find out. But Mike had decided to cut school to stay home with Elle and show her around the house. Joyce is driving out of town to where she works so she can buy a new telephone because of course in the last episode the phone sparked and got fried. While Joyce is away, Papa and some of the scientists start to investigate her backyard. Papa goes into the back shed and finds some mysterious goo and says extraordinary. Strange. Back at home, Mike shows Eleven some of his trophies he is proud of winning with the boys. As Eleven sees a picture of all of them, she focuses on Will. She knows him and knows that he is in trouble. Mike's mom then comes home and Mike tries his hardest to persuade Eleven to get into the closet. This is where Eleven learned a valuable word, promise. A promise is something you never break. Mike then got Eleven to go in his closet. This then brought back a memory of when Papa demanded some of the scientists to throw her into a closet. She then did some bad things to them, but Papa was only proud that his lab rat could complete all his tests. Mike then goes downstairs to talk to his mom for why he didn't go to school. His mom is now mad at him because she thinks Will's missing has been tough on him. Back at home, Joyce plugs in her new phone, waiting for anyone to call. Meanwhile, back at the search party, Hop and another officer stand near the edge of a cliff, talking about if they were to jump, how they may or may not make it. Hop then gets a call to go to Benny's restaurant. Sadly, this is where we see the cook dead on the table. The cops think it was just suicide. Hop then called his friend over back to the station, and the friend starts talking about him. He said that night, a boy, which he had mistaken for Eleven, had come in and stole food from the kitchen. Hop then asked if it may have been Will. The friend didn't know, but it may have been a possibility. At the dinner table, Nancy lies again, saying she is going to go to the assembly for Will, but actually she is just going to go to Steve's party. Her mom says yes and asks the boys if they want to go. They say no. And for the funny part, Eleven comes down the stairs, which alarms all the boys, and then Mike spits up his milk and Eleven bangs, and then Dustin bangs on the table saying it was just as fast. While in the woods, the boys' teacher blows his whistle and claims that he has found a piece of cloth near the drain pipe. Back at home, Mike brings down Eleven some meatloaf. This is where Eleven learned another valuable word, friends. Friends are something you do anything for. And to keep it true, you could do a spit swear. And most importantly, friends don't lie. In the next scene, Barb drives Nancy to Steve's party. Barb then stops the car and Nancy reassures her and they both walk into Steve's house, even though Barb doesn't want to be there. Back at home, Ellen starts showing the boys where Will is by modeling on a game board. She flips the board over and puts down the character that is supposed to be Will, and she puts the Demogorgon next to him! Dun, 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 down! She implies to them that Will is hiding on the other side, the upside down. Meanwhile, Jonathan is in the woods taking pictures, but then he hears screaming and runs towards it, but then realizes it was only screaming coming from Steve's party. But then he starts taking pictures of everyone. Stalkers! They all open a beer can with a knife, but as Barb tries, she accidentally cuts her hand and rushes to the bathroom. Finally, Joyce gets a phone call. All she hears is strange voices and breathing, like the last phone call she got. I wonder who this mysterious person is. Who keeps calling Joyce? Me too. Maybe this will explain it. As she walks down her Harley, the lady gradually got brighter and brighter as Jonathan's radio suddenly turns on as loud as possible. Should I stay or should I go? Well, thank you for watching this episode of Stranger Things. Stay tuned to see what happens next and check out our other sister queens. Thank you!